Welcome to Sports. I'm John Eads. Well, the Gary Gate era of Syracuse lacrosse got off to an excellent start last week against Holy Cross. The Orange demolished the Crusaders by 23 goals in their season opener. But things were just a little bit tougher this time around. SU played host to #1 Maryland in the Loud House, hoping to pick up a signature win. But it just wasn't meant to be this afternoon. Gary Gate before the game getting recognized alongside his wife and brother Paul. His number 22 jersey ascending into the rafters, but that's as good as things would get for Syracuse because early on in the contest, this Maryland offense was on fire. Logan Wisnauskas with the sidearm rip, beating Bobby Gavin. 3-0 Maryland early. It would be 4-0 at the end of the first quarter. Tucker Dordovic trying to spark a comeback for Syracuse. Shake, bake, submarine score. His 6th goal of the season cut the lead down to 3, but he would get no help alongside him. Syracuse scored 19 first-half goals against Holy Cross last week, just 6 this week, and Maryland just kept pouring it on as Jonathan Donville tallies the game-winning goal on a step-down ripper as Maryland takes down Syracuse 14-10 on 5 fourth-quarter goals. Despite the tough loss, Coach Gate was pleased with his team's effort and optimistic about what his squad could accomplish this season.
Played with heart. They hustled, and they really didn't quit. And they gave it everything they had, and I'm proud of that because that's the attitude that's got to be a core of what we're going to do this year, and that's compete with energy, excitement, and never quit, and that's what they did today.
So Syracuse couldn't pick up that signature win this week, but there are still plenty of chances going forward. SU's next opportunity comes on Saturday when it goes on the road to face #2 Virginia. Now, Gary Gate wasn't the only former Syracuse great to see his jersey ascended to the summit of the dome. SU's program leader all-time in points and assists, Katie Rowan, was also recognized before Syracuse women's lacrosse played Stony Brook. Here's Emily Harris-Chuck with the dink, Carney with the dunk to give SU a lead heading into halftime. And in the second half, the offense continued to pour it on. This time, Carney dishing to Tyrell, and she gets the quick stick finish in front. But Syracuse didn't just score in the half-field offense. They also scored in the free position as well. But how about some sister-to-sister action? Emma Tyrell to her sister Megan, the flip and the rip. Syracuse up by 2 towards the end. But Megan Carney with a couple of big plays to finish things off. The score in free position, then the feed to Olivia Adamson as the true freshman puts the final nail in the coffin. Syracuse takes down Stony Brook 12-11, its second ranked win of the season, and Kayla Traynor and company moved to 3-0 with the victory. A team that could really use a ranked win right about now is Syracuse men's basketball, but that wouldn't come until next weekend when SU meets #7 Duke. In the meantime, the Orange have an opportunity to add another W to the win column. Syracuse and Georgia Tech square off tomorrow night in the Carrier Dome. The two teams were originally supposed to play on December 29th, but the game was postponed due to COVID-19 complications. Tip-off is slated for 7 p.m. tomorrow night. But staying on the hardwood, there was some drama in the Big Ten earlier today. Number 10 Wisconsin put the finishing touches on a 77-63 win over Michigan, but U of M head coach Juwan Howard wasn't too pleased with the proceedings. The third-year head man got into a scuffle with Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard in the postgame handshake line, and things got out of hand quickly. Howard escalated the situation by grabbing a member of the Badgers staff, and chaos ensued. In Howard's postgame press conference, he didn't offer a formal apology, and now we await the response from the Big Ten Conference to find out if any punishments will be handed out. Things were a little more relaxed over in the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse where the 2022 NBA All-Star Game was going down. It was a homecoming for LeBron James, and he looked pretty comfortable early on. A tomahawk slam early on in the contest to give his team a 5-point lead, but Stephen Curry also helped out. He hits this three from Columbus, and he was feeling it early on, this time getting the feed in the corner and splashing it in from Toledo and strumming the air guitar in the spirit of the nearby Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you know what they say, when you're hot, you're hot. Curry trampolines and finishes a tray. How about 10 three-pointers for Steph Curry? He wouldn't be done. Defense would become optional in the third quarter. They weren't even trying at this point. They were just letting Stephen Curry have whatever he wanted. Look, not even covering him in the corner here. He splashes it, knew it was going in before he even shot it, but he needed that confirmation from the crowd just to be sure. And in storybook fashion, of course, LeBron James just had to finish things off. Fade away, Jay. Count that, baby. As Team LeBron cruises to the win over Team Durant, and to nobody's surprise, Stephen Curry was named the NBA All-Star Game's MVP with 16 three-pointers. On the ice, the Crunch went on the road this evening, fostering a 3-game win streak, and Syracuse looked to keep the good times rolling against Belleville. Fifth meeting between the Crunch and the Senators this year, 2 wins apiece for either side. Early on, Darren Radish with a long-range rocket to give the Crunch the 1-0 lead. And getting into the second period, the offense would continue. Gabriel Dumont getting the feed off of a turnover caused by the Syracuse forecheck, and he snipes it in from the circle. And that wouldn't be the last we hear of Gabriel Dumont. Later on in the contest, earlier in the third period, a 3-goal lead for the Crunch and the centering feed. Dumont with the finish as he goes bar down, and the Crunch take it 6-2 behind a hat trick from Dumont. He elevates Syracuse to 2 games over 500, and the Crunch get their 4th consecutive win. From the sheet of ice to the sheet of pavement we go, the 62nd rendition of the Daytona 500 taking place in the Sunshine State. But this final lap was anything but sunshine and rainbows. Multiple cars jockeying for position. Coming down to the wire, Michael Mcdowell, the 34 car, you'll see sideswipe a car. He won this event last year, but this year it's Austin Cindric taking it in a photo finish. Bubba Wallace was right behind him, but a half a car length too short. And for the 2nd year in a row, the winner of the Daytona 500 picked up its first career victory at the event as Cindric, the rookie, takes it. That does it for sports, but keep it right here. We'll have one last look at your Monday weather after the break.